Good evening, and thank you for joining me this Monday, remotely from my home in North Canton, Ohio. While we can't be in the studio currently, TV2 is still dedicated to bringing you today's top headlines. Welcome to TV2 Online. Kent State is hosting a virtual town hall to speak about transgender awareness. The webinar is hosted by the Division of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion as part of their year-long web series to talk about the issues plaguing minority groups and ethnic groups. This town hall will be held on Wednesday at 4 p.m. and you will have to register in advance to attend. 35% of Portage County has received at least one dose of COVID vaccine, but Kent City Health Commissioner Joanne Seigel says it is not enough. Portage County's vaccination rate is just below the state average of 36%. COVID variants have been spreading in Michigan and are making their way into Ohio. Seidel said if herd immunity is not reached, these variants will likely spread among those who are not vaccinated. Dayton Mayor Nan Whaley says she will run for governor in 2022. In an announcement video Monday, Whaley said she will run for governor as a Democrat for the second time. She says that after getting Dayton through many crises as mayor, it is time to bring, quote, a little Dayton toughness in Columbus. If Whaley makes it through the primary, she will be the first woman nominee from either major party for governor.
George Floyd's final words on May 25, 2020 were, "Please, I can't breathe." And he said those words to Mr. Officer. He said those words to the defendant. He asked for help with his very last breath.
The murder trial of Derek Chauvin, the former officer accused of killing George Floyd, begins closing arguments today. The prosecution and defense begin their closing arguments, where they will summarize the most important evidence and witness testimony for their case. This comes as tensions mount in Minnesota after Dante Wright was fatally shot by a police officer. There is no time limit for closing arguments, although they could conclude as early as today. The jury will be allowed to deliberate as long as it takes to reach a verdict. The Biden administration will give $150 million to increase the coronavirus response in vulnerable communities. This money comes from the American Rescue Plan, the $1.9 trillion coronavirus package that was signed last month. Community-based healthcare providers are given this to boost vaccinations and to strengthen care of those with coronavirus. This is for areas that are at risk. About 2/3 of all patients at community health centers live at or below the poverty line, and 60% identify as racial or ethnic minorities. The White House says it looks to continue distributing vaccines and medical care in an equitable manner and serve those that have been disproportionately affected by the pandemic.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Now over to our sports reporter, Jack, for your TV2 Sports Report.
Thank you, Baylee, and welcome all of you to your Monday Night Sports Report. I am Jack Berney. We start today with the introductory press conference of new Kent State Athletic Director, Randale Richmond.
Every day is a great day at Kent State, but today is really an extra special day as we welcome Randale Richmond as our new athletics director at Kent State University.
I want to thank President Dykens for the purpose-driven leadership and for putting your trust in me to be a great campus and community collaborator and to lead the athletic department in our goal to transform lives through academics and athletics.
And Randale Richmond was formally introduced as the 12th Director of Athletics at Kent State University on Friday after being named the new athletic director on April 9th. Since 2015, Richmond has been the Senior Associate Athletic Director at Old Dominion University. Prior to that, from 2004 to 2015, Richmond held various leadership positions at Kent State University and their athletic department. Richmond will begin work as athletic director at Kent State on May 1st. The Kent State women's golf team won their third tournament of the season this weekend at the Indiana Invitational. The Flashes took both the individual and team titles at the tournament. Kent State finished 8 under par, 10 strokes ahead of the second place team. Junior Emily Price took home the individual title, birdieing the last 3 holes to finish 4 under par for the tournament. Next up for the team is the 2021 MAC Championships on April 23rd and 24th, where the Flashes will look to take home their 22nd straight MAC Championship. And that is all for your Monday Night Sports Report. I've been Jack Berney. Thank you so much for tuning in. Back to you, Baylee.
Thanks, Jack. NASA flew a helicopter on Mars today, being the first aircraft flown on another planet. Integrity, the small robotic helicopter, lifted off Mars' surface and hovered today. Though the flight was not long, NASA says this was a huge accomplishment because the red planet has almost no atmosphere. So that means that there was little air for the robot to push against. To overcome this, though, NASA used ultralight materials and fast-spinning blades to keep it in the air. Currently, Perseverance, NASA's other robot on Mars, is collecting rock samples that will be sent back to Earth at 2031 at the earliest. And that will wrap up this Monday evening's edition of TV2 Online. For the latest breaking headlines, you can check us out on social media at kentwire.com and at TV2's Connor Steffen will be bringing you all the new TV2 Online content tomorrow at 6:30. Signing off for the last time this semester, I'm Baylee Sweitzer. Have a great night, Portage County.